I guess a lot of times I think about you know, old people and just things associated with old people.
Things that come to mind are wrinkles, lots of wrinkles, and aging spots, which aren't very attractive. White/graying hair. Um, yeah, so I get a lot of like physical images when I think of aging.
I think of it as a process, and that we gradually gain knowledge and wisdom. I think of it more of that instead of the actual, like, the physical aspect.
Because when you're older, you have all these years on you, you have all these things you've gone through, things that you wish you hadn't gone through, things that you wish that you would have gone through. You've lived through that.
I think like when you're young, you're allowed to do these things. Like when you're young, yeah, stay out and get into trouble. You're 16. There's only so much that can happen. When you're old, retire. Go to Italy or wherever it is that old people go. Florida. But I think in between, there's more of an ambiguous kind of state to it.
I think you consider someone old too when they themselves realize they're old. You know what I mean? Like my grandparents. I don't think they've realized they're old yet, and so it's really hard to see them as old.
Because if someone was like, oh, you're aging, I'd be like, no, I'm not. But if, because on like a birthday, people are like, oh, you're getting old. And you're like, yeah, I am. And it's kind of endearing, I feel like.
If I'm really honest with myself, and I think if a lot of young people are really honest with themselves, I think they'd admit to some form of bigotry against old people. I think everyone feels uncomfortable. I think we often look down on old people as if there's some sort of disability at hand or there's some sort of problem, which there isn't.
Most people perceive old people as just being naive, and they can be easily taken advantage of, and because of that, society's like, oh, you old people. And we're moving so fast, like technologically and all that stuff, that we were like leaving them in the dust.
I want to be that like grandparent that's always like fun and energetic, exciting. Yeah, I still want to be able to learn too, constantly learning.
I mean, honestly, I know everyone's like, oh yeah, live forever, but nobody wants to live forever. Living forever would be awful. I'm not trying to say life's a drag or anything, but I don't think life's how it's supposed to be and wouldn't want to be here forever. I think 85 would be good. I'd call it just about 85.